20 kilometers south of Rabat, Morocco's young monarch, King Hassan II, marked his 42nd birthday. The Grand Palace of Skhirat, perched elegantly near the Atlantic coast, was alive with splendor. Between 400 and 800 guests filled the halls and gardens, from government ministers, foreign diplomats, businessmen, and senior military officers. They had come not only to honor the king, but also to revel in Morocco's image of stability and grandeur. The banquet tables overflowed with fine food, along with music. In the courtyards, laughter mixed with the sea breeze. But beneath the surface of the celebration, trouble was brewing. All of a sudden, the gates of the palace trembled, then burst wide open. Charging in were up to 1,400 cadets from the Ahermoumou military academy. Young men, barely out of adolescence, armed with rifles, bayonets, and grenades. Leading them, Lieutenant Colonel Mohamed Ababou, a man of rigid discipline, consumed by ambition and betrayal. The cadets stormed across the gardens, firing into the air. The joyous gathering collapsed into terror. Guests were shoved to the ground. "Hands behind your heads!" cadets shouted. Ministers, generals, and foreign dignitaries, some still clutching their glasses, were forced to lie face down in the dirt. Bullets ripped across the courtyards. Pools of blood stained the marble floors. Where only moments earlier waiters carried silver trays, the attack was swift, merciless, and bewildering. But many of these cadets did not even know the truth of their mission. They had been told that the palace was under siege by subversives and trade unionists, that the king-beloved commander of the faithful was held hostage, waiting to be saved. Some were fed amphetamines before the assault, heightening aggression and clouding judgment. And so, with rifles raised, they screamed insults at the very men and women they thought they were rescuing. Confusion and bloodshed mingled in the chaos. Meanwhile, King Hassan II, his family, and close aides at his side fled through hidden corridors to a small pavilion near the palace swimming pool. From there, he could hear the rhythm of gunfire echoing through his gardens. Survivors, desperate to live, scrambled down toward the beach. Inside the palace, panic reigned. One of the king's trusted men, General Medbou, who had once been counted among his loyal companions, attempted to persuade Hassan to surrender, to negotiate a way out, but the king refused. His authority, his very throne, was at stake. Hours passed. Smoke lingered over the palace. Bodies of guests and cadets alike lay scattered. Then, in a moment that would shift the tide, King Hassan emerged from his hiding place. A cadet spotted him, weapon raised. But as the young soldier's eyes locked with the king's face, recognition dawned. He froze, then lowered his rifle. "Majesty, forgive me." "I did not know." The cadet fell to his knees, overwhelmed with shame. Hassan, calm and composed despite the carnage around him, called 3 of the young rebels forward. With measured words, he asked them to recite Al-Fatiha, the opening verse of the Quran, side by side. King and cadets recited the prayer. By the final line, the soldiers wept. "Long live the king!" they cried. In that instant, the illusion shattered. The cadets realized they had been deceived. They had been fighting not against enemies of the state, but against their king himself. The coup unraveled. Lieutenant Colonel Ababou, its chief architect, was struck in crossfire. Mortally wounded, his command collapsed. His brother, also a conspirator, tried to rally the cadets, but panic had already spread. Some fled into the hills, others dropped their weapons in surrender. By dusk, the rebellion was broken. When the smoke cleared, the gardens of Skhirat were littered with death. Hundreds lay dead, guests, officers, rebels alike. Morocco's most powerful families were left, grieving. But King Hassan II still stood, bloodied in spirit but unbroken in will. That day, July 10, 1971, marked more than an attempted coup. It was a fracture in Morocco's modern history, a warning that beneath the veneer of loyalty and order, treachery could lurk even in the halls of the palace. For King Hassan II, it was a trial by fire. He had faced death at point-blank range and survived, and though Morocco would endure another coup attempt just 1 year later, the legacy of Skhirat remained a chilling reminder of the day. A birthday celebration became a massacre, but the king stayed on his throne,